Just busting it out this morning.
So
That's
B,
what we
if you
that's
could
what we do
first
here.
show the video.
We do that all the time here, Cheryl. So get used
Okay.
to it. We
Uh,
like we like brothers. We poke and push and pull and tug. That's what we do.
You have to. It has to what gets you through the day. Absolutely. So we're
So the
recording
first
now.
thing, yeah, so the
Straightening
first
up.
thing I'd like to share, Cheryl, is I am a managing partner of QME Spotlight Ecosystem, and Bentley Charlemagne that's on the line also is a managing. He's actually the owner and founder of the company. Um, so he has been involved in this for 15 plus years. It's a labor of love for him. This is what he loves doing, developing solutions, technical solutions to resolve challenges and mitigate risks in the marketplace for businesses, communities, as well as municipalities and government agencies. So we're very good at this. We have developed digital ecosystems in 14 different industries, vertical industries. And we're going to just show you a quick video, 3-minute video that's going to just kind of encapsulate everything, summarize everything, and then we're going to walk you through maybe about 4 or 5 of our ecosystems that are on the marketplace today. Okay, Bentley, could
Perfect.
you start off with the video, please, sir?
Awesome. And you know, since I'm a UI UX guy, you gotta fix that hat. It's crooked.
My hat is crooked.
Now it's good. Now it's good.
Oh my.
You know what? I'll just take it off and let Cheryl see the real me, the native me.
I like the hat. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it. You see what I'm doing
The
to
real
him?
you is good too.
He's just busting my chops today, Cheryl. He likes doing that. So
yeah, you'd have gotten that earlier if you spoke with me, but you know. All right, can you guys see my screen? My screen?
Yes.
I
I did, and now it's on.
I'm putting
it was
sound
there
on.
for a couple.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, we are QME Spotlight Ecosystem, right? So this is what the video that we're gonna play is right off of our website. So if anyone wants to kind of go to our website and learn a little bit more about what we are doing out in the market, the website URL is QME Spotlight, QMEspotlight.com.
And Cheryl, I'll be the first to tell you that. So we are like a small McKinsey consulting company. We don't just develop tech. We consult with small to medium-sized businesses and help them figure out where their SWOT is, what their threats are, what their weaknesses are, and then figure out how to mitigate those things using technology to help them soar and move forward.
Okay, thank you. And I know you have an interesting meeting with Tony on that one opportunity that we're still going to set up.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Awesome. So I can play the video.
QME Spotlight Ecosystem. 3 words to unite and drive the action of community success revolution. The power of ecosystem opens a world of potential for industry leaders to have a centrally managed digital resource where they can drive their organization's true potential. In 2017, Bentley Charlemagne and his partners saw an opportunity to bring digital innovation to support communities and organizations where information and resource connectivity was transmitted inequitably and inefficiently. So they built the QME Spotlight ecosystem. One digital metaverse that allows small businesses access to cross-integrated support and empowerment resources to drive revenue growth no matter their location, background, profession, or economic status. A continuously evolving ecosystem built upon pioneering technology that transformed organizational, local communities, municipalities, and state economies, and ESG impact. We empower changemakers to make educated, innovative, and impactful leadership decisions while reducing inequities and creating the tools of tomorrow. At the Spotlight ecosystem, we are constantly thinking about investing in the future, always going where others aren't, can't, or won't. We're rolling out dozens of new products and enhancements every day with our ears to the ground and an eye toward the future. Through our powerful QME Local Community Portal as a Service, CPAS, QME Spotlight ecosystem has innovated the connectivity, ingenuity, and community growth of over 8 different industries. By providing equitable digital access to invaluable business support resources, we've leveled the playing field with the mission of becoming the catalyst that cultivates a more inclusive digital economy. Through our US Farmer Connect platform, we created the first ever digital ecosystem to drive sustainable access to agricultural resources for rural and urban farmers nationwide. The US Farmer Connect ecosystem strives to provide equitable food access for all. Through our BIPOC exchange platform, we launched One Digital Hub, where publishers, enterprise partners, and talented service providers can build and collaborate in the BIPOC media ecosystem. With our University Connect platform, we created the very first academic corporate relations hub that helps educational institutions asset map and immediately commercialize their underutilized resources. University Connect activates the academic entrepreneurship of faculty and students as they become the empowerment resource providers for surrounding local entrepreneurs. With our World Trade Connect platform, we created one of the first ever digital ecosystems to bridge the gap between domestic and foreign trade. We are constantly innovating and evolving solutions for small business, nonprofits, and local government by aggregating business resources. Each one of our digital ecosystems are created with the vision of doing the most good for the most people. We create digital platforms that align with our core values of equity, diversity, excellence, and innovation through action.
Very
Awesome,
nice.
awesome. So Cheryl, when you see that video, what does it make you think of? What are your thoughts?
It's kind of exciting to see the connectivity, the innovation. While I don't know it or understand what's being done, the whole drive is towards a future of an improvement. Recognizing where you
Wow.
are and where you want to go.
Well, you know what? If that's what you got from that video, then it's a good video because you just nailed kind of what we do, right? Innovation, taking communities, their challenges, their problems, and using innovation and technology to solve those. Bentley always talks about the fact that he doesn't like to talk about tech. He likes to talk about how we harness tech to solve people's everyday problems and communities' everyday issues, right? And that the whole connectivity piece of it is big, right? How you connect people together, how you get them talking, how you get them sharing information, how you get them collaborating, right? So you could see how to really get any community or business or even federal government agency to really be effective at reaching their constituencies, it's a good chance you need to use some form of innovation and digital tech to be able to connect all the dots and be able to share all the content, all the information you want to share, and do it in a way that is simple and easy to digest, right? That's what we do here at QME. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Bentley if he would just walk you through some of our digital ecosystems. And if we could start off with Bentley with US Farmer Connect, just because I think that will automatically get Sheryl into the mode of, we understand farming and agriculture and all that kind of stuff, right?
Kind of resonates with me.
So I'll give it a little background on this, Sheryl. So Bentley and I decided to do this and invest our own money in this platform because we met some young people who literally for a whole summer, all they did was build food crops and learned about agriculture and planting plants and food. And we happened to go to their final presentation where the Department of Agriculture commissioner for Pennsylvania came down
Russell,
to see
Commissioner
what
Russell.
these kids had done over a summer. And the Department of Agriculture for Pennsylvania had given a grant. And Bentley and I sat in this room and we listened to these young people talk about how they became parents to these plants. And one boy was talking about, his father was in prison, and he became a father to these plants, and it was just a joy to behold. And then another kid got up and started talking about the Latin words for the plants, and the different agriculture systems that they had learned about. And they literally had built what we call portable planting systems. And then they grew them to a certain height, and then they took them in their backyard and put them in the backyard. So by the time they got finished talking about all this, Bentley and I were both moved and somewhat in tears as well, just listening to these young people's stories, because they were all at-risk children. And we were like, wow, agriculture can make people talk like this and feel this way. We got to do something. And as a result, we created US Farmer Connect. I'll let Bentley just walk you through it for a sec. Bentley?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Great. That was a great event for us, because it kind of opened our eyes in terms of I never thought about my grandpa was a farmer. But I never thought about being a parent to the plant, and that kind of hit me, because I'm listening and watching a young man, 12, 13 years old, who doesn't have his parents, realizing that you have to become parents to these plants by nurturing them and taking care of them, and every day watering them, and that attention to detail with these plants is what's going to help them yield a good crop and a good outcome. And for me, I saw life. It's the same thing, me being a dad, and both Gil and I, we are a very hands-on parent. I tell my wife all the time, I cannot imagine what these people that have a single household do. How do you do it? Because there is never enough time in the day. How do you really give a kid what he or she needs? So that was what hit home for us. Like, if we can keep a kid involved in a program like this and not have to go around the corner to be involved in a gang or some poor influence that may lead him or her to the wrong direction, we're like, we need to kind of scale this idea more. So that was really the genesis for Dr. Neil and I when we went to that event. And we took pictures of the kids, and you can see in here we have this whole we did a whole.
I apologize. I'm gonna let my daughter know I'm in a meeting.
No problem.
I apologize. Okay,
Talking
continue.
about kids, right?
Yes. Oh, she's an adult, but she's still my child. But yeah, as you're talking, I'm like, she's calling me. All right,
That never
continue.
stops.
And that is recorded.
Yeah. So
Yes,
said hello.
please. Yes, carry on.
Awesome. All right. So yeah, we even did. I think we did a couple cover story. This is one of the cover story that we captured with with kids when they're gardening and stuff like that. So the platform, and this is Secretary Russell, Department of Agriculture, right? I mean, he came down and we met with him as well. And these are some of the kids, and there was reporters there and a bunch of different people in Philadelphia. And we think, a kid learning how to do this, one day that young man or woman, they could develop a career in agriculture, or it could be that they learn how to do this on their own in their own backyard, and they'll transfer that knowledge to their kids, right? And I think we just think it was a great thing. And the platform is designed to allow any of these kids can simply join, or partners, collaborators, all of these people can join the ecosystem, become part of it. They can create a profile, and then they can begin sharing information and collaborating within the ecosystem. So that's really what the farmer ecosystem does. It brings together learning content, media, news, showcasing and spotlighting the kids, sponsors and volunteers and collaborators and contributors. All of those people can all enter the ecosystem and be in this environment that is not distracted to be on Facebook or Twitter, on LinkedIn, because the kids and these individuals, you can't really get focused in these verticals. You end up swiping and you somewhere else, and you in a different story. You swipe again, you in a different situation. We wanted this ecosystem to be holistically all encompassing: farming education, STEM, all of the things that needs to come together around that ecosystem and drive resourceful local small farmers, bringing them together to really build a value around how important food equity is in farming. We really wanted to, that's what this platform is designed to do. I can jump to another platform, Gaylord.
Finley, yeah, could you show Sheryl one of the communities? I think the Diva Wellness Center is out on the platform, just as an example of how communities can join the platform and build their own farming ecosystem on the platform. I think that's very ingenious.
So we met with Diva Wellness, and they're actually a hospital network that have a farming program on the hospital ground. Amazing. So they wanted us to come in and they talk about the community they serve. And some of the doctors and the staff told us that a lot of the problems some of the community people are having comes down to their dieting and understanding prevention. They're not mixing enough fruits and vegetables and things like that in their diet. So the hospital grow thousands of pounds of food and give all of it away to their patients, right?
That's
I mean,
amazing.
we think that was the most fantastic thing, that a hospital who is designed to make money is actually helping their patients get healthy foods to drive better preventive efforts, right? And some of these people get to take the stuff home. And so on the ecosystem, organizations can actually build their own sandbox environment to show what they're doing in their community. So the ecosystem, Diva Wellness is like showing videos and their farms and the kids that are participating in the farms at Diva Wellness, and other kids in the community can become more involved in going to that hospital ground. They have the, I think almost 2 or 3 acres, Gaylord, right? Farm area that they have on the hospital ground. So we thought that was really cool. So organizations, we think, around the country can actually spin up an environment in Farmer Connect to showcase what they're doing with farming within the community as well. You know, the system, as I said, can actually drive entire news environment. There is an entire login in. You can ask expert. Let's say you're a young kid and you want to start a little farm at home. You've never done it before. You can go on the platform, you can join, and you can ask an expert. And an expert farmer or contributor can come in and give you ideas and tell you when to plant your crops and how to put it in the ground and all that cool stuff. So the system has subject matter experts on it that can also provide guidance and support to young people and farmer people who wants to start doing home farming, things like that.
Now, Sheryl, just to let you know, go ahead, Sheryl. Go ahead.
Is this nationwide?
Yes, it's global,
Yes,
actually, because
it's global.
all of our ecosystem have the ability of scaling global.
Okay.
So I just wanted to tell you, Sheryl, so we recently brought on a person to become the lead on going to farmers and farming associations and state organization farming associations to start bringing farming people, farming ecosystems onto the platform, and to start finding out what it is they need. Because we own the technology, we can rapidly change it, deploy it, shift its direction. We're open to doing whatever we need to do to drive new levels of sustainability in communities. And we're capable of doing that very rapidly. So just wanted you to know that. Any questions before we move on to something else? What's your thoughts when you see something like
I
this?
think I'm watching all of this going down around the bottom because there is an enormous interest in urban farming. It's
Right.
like I said, I was watching that scroll at the bottom. There's
Yeah.
enormous interest in innovation in farming and stuff like that. And I see this being an excellent way for that information to get leveraged and
Yes.
shared.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've even come up with some campaigns like we call it 1,000 home farm pods, right? Where we would get Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff like that to supply the initial building for 1,000 young people who want to start a farming pod in their home or on their back porch. And so we even thought of things like that just to get young people much more involved in farming and agriculture. Okay,
I
B.
think that's amazing.
All right. So yeah, so this is another ecosystem we've built for to drive asset map or corporate relations for universities. And the story behind that, Sheryl, is pretty simple. We sat over with several universities and they kept saying to us, we are in a diverse community. The university is in those areas. And the challenge is we don't really know how to engage with the local community and businesses. But yet we have so much resource that is left untapped and used. Subject matter experts across professors, researchers, kitchens, halls, meeting rooms, labs, all of the things they have spent hundreds of millions of dollars for are sitting there most of the time, not used. And the universities are saying to us, we need to figure out how to connect the business community and provide them with access to all of this. And so we teamed up with Rice State, which was our first pilot, and developed the first corporate relations hub that can connect all of that together and asset map what the university have to offer to the public community, and the system manages and facilitate all of that. So a small business can go on the platform and say, I know your university is major in doing research for soil composition, and I see that you have a whole department that does that. I would love to work with some of your subject matter expertise professors to do a program for me. It could be a free program or paid program. The difference is it is much cheaper for the small business to utilize the local university than going out and hiring a consulting firm that is providing the same thing. So they love that. And that's what this ecosystem is designed to do. Bring together the thought leaders, all of the resources, the workforce, the professors, the departments, all of that together. And that's what this ecosystem does. And we plan to roll this out across every university can really use this, especially HBCU schools and community universities can really use this because they really are within these communities to serve the community, and they need to connect more with those businesses. By doing that, they can exponentially expand and grow opportunities for their students, like internship program, job placement program, because some of these students that participate in this program with these businesses get to build a relationship with these businesses, get to know them, And that could be opportunities that can help them with employment, better training, hands-on training, internship, all of that cool stuff can happen from just building a space that promotes and drive those activities. Any questions? Anything else, Dr. Neil, I missed you want me to share?
Nope, nope. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. Cheryl, what are your thoughts when you hear this?
Well, what I think is how interesting and exciting it would be, because a lot of the resources, USDA has a lot of resources, and the biggest thing I hear is that, well, Path to Prosperity, the whole idea of that is they're traveling the country trying to explain to small businesses, ranchers, and farmers that these resources exist and where to go to find them.
Right.
The other thing is, if they have a problem or a need, who do they go to?
Right.
Which agency
Wow.
handles that? Who's the resource?
Right.
And, they may be calling me when they have someone in their backyard, literally in their backyard, they could call. So,
Right.
I mean, from that perspective, this is a pretty interesting platform,
Even down to the local grants in communities, grants and
that was another
funding
piece of
to
it.
support
Yep.
farmers in local
Mhm.
communities, right? That they could actually
Yeah.
go on a platform like this and find out in my community what type of funding is available to do different projects, right? This
Exactly.
is a whole new way to do that.
Right. Because, who is sponsoring that particular grant? That's the other thing, is they don't know who's doing what. Is it someone
Correct.
in APHIS, or is it going to be NRCS or Forest Service? Because some of them,
Yep.
they're close enough. They could be either one of them, but who's actually handling it?
And
And where do you
and
find
one
out
of the
more
things
about?
one of the
Yeah.
things that we could do in our ecosystems is, so if a farmer wants to have a grant, but he's not a grant writer, he doesn't know how to write a grant, he's had no experience doing that. Well, we would have subject matter experts in the ecosystem. He could say, I need a grant writer. Boom, boom, boom.
Mhm.
I'm connected to 2 grant writers. I can pick one to write for me. Oh, you know what? It's going to cost me $5,000. I need funding to pay for my grant writer. Then they can find funding that's available. Boom, 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 connect. So the key for us is connecting all of the resources to help a community grow, scale, expand, be nurtured, and be supported. And that's what all of our ecosystems are about. Bentley,
Let me tell you
let's.
something. Cheryl just hit a note I didn't even see what she just said about how perhaps the federal government can use a corporate relations asset map. Asset mapping is the biggest challenge that, as when she said that, the light bulb just went off for me. That is the biggest challenge many departments across the federal government have, is asset
Mhm.
map. Where is everything at? How do people find it, learn about it, and touch it, engage it, turn it on? This could be that environment, that asset map, what the federal government have to offer,
Mhm.
asset map / corporate relations, right? To all of the things, and people now have to just go to one hub and they can access the cards for each of these services. These services comes in design cards that can lay out an entire page that tells you about what it is, what it's doing, how you can engage with it, how you can buy it, how you can turn it on, how you can consult, schedule a consultation. You can put whatever you want, limitations such as if they have a disclaimer, a contract, terms and condition, FAQs, all of that can be built in these entries for each service, and you can track the performance of who touched it, who engaged it, who turned it on. That is another piece the government doesn't have. Who is using these things?
Mhm.
In seconds, this will capture all of the data to tell you a full picture that 25 people got this, and where what communities they're from. They can rate the service to make sure the government can say, let me see how well they can rate how good the service was. And if you notice that everybody's giving it only a 2-star, you know that you have to make some improvements. If you get a
Right.
5-star, you know you're
Yep.
doing an excellent job, right? To me,
Right. And
I had not thought about this, Gaylord. This is like a light bulb moment for me.
Well, because I think last time when we spoke and before I've seen this, you know, the Customer Experience Center was brought up, or I brought it up because I think it's another place where this could be very interesting to use one of these centers to either reach the whoever we're trying to reach, or to make it so we can get some feedback, but just helping people be able to navigate USDA. I mean, it's 29 agencies. We all do things that are similar but distinctly different, you know. And I've had small business come. You're the fourth person I've talked to, and thank you for at least answering me. You know, I go, oh well, unfortunately, wrong agency, but let me get you over to the right one.
I don't think very few people know that the USDA has 29 agencies.
Mhm.
Very few people, very few people understand
I
that,
did not know that.
or even what the 29 agencies even do. What are they about? How
I
can
don't
you?
know.
Nobody knows that. That is like a hidden secret. But why is it hidden is the question. We think our ecosystems can help bring that out and connect people to what's really happening behind the scenes. Because really, when it's
I
all said and done, it's about serving people, right? It's about getting vital information in the hands of the right people in the communities. So
right, and that's the whole intent of our agency is to serve. So
so
it's not for anything more glorious than that. I mean, we're supposed to be the people's agency. So, you know, but if you don't know how to get a hold of us, where we're at, you know, and keep getting bounced around, I mean, what good does it serve? So no,
Bentley,
these are exciting.
could we show the MBDA FPC, because this is a federal ecosystem that we
Yes,
put together for the
Oh,
MBDA Federal Procurement Center.
MBDFBC.
So we're going to bring it down to a backyard experience for actual federal government agency now.
All right, so we build this for MBDFBC. This is a federal agency. Go ahead, Gaylord.
Yeah, so Keith Moore asked us, because he's the lead operator that won the contract for it. He came to us and said, hey, Gaylord, I've got a mission here. I've got to be able to figure out a new way to help minority companies get contracts with federal government. And so we came in, looked at his website, told him we could redesign it. But the real important thing is what functionality are we going to provide for the MBEs on the back end once they join, right? So our digital ecosystems have two very interesting components. On the front end, it's a highly productive, agile, dynamic website that's constantly changing. On the back end, it's a bunch of automated marketing, automated business development, automated news and media, automated customer relations connections, which is really that back end infrastructure that automates all that hands-on stuff that has to happen. So we built this ecosystem for them. Right now, they've got about 260 plus clients that they basically serve, and that's growing by about 10 clients per month now with the ecosystem. And this system basically allows each one of them to build a very highly enhanced digital profile where all of the MBEs can see each other, can see what they do. They can start talking to each other, start teaming with each other, start having meetings and figuring out, hey, on this opportunity that we've identified, we need 5 companies that each one does this, and that. And very quickly, they can team together and now not look like just one small MBE. It could be 5, 6, 7, 8 MBEs that are all working together as one contiguous unit, going after an opportunity. This is never, it's been tried before, but never been done at this level that we're about to kind of share with you some of the back end stuff that we're doing with it.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
these
Bentley.
guys on the back end, NVDA for the very first time in over 50 years can now connect all of those pieces we've been talking about. Everything from welcome letter that goes to the audience to what they want the audience to learn when they first land on the dashboard, activity announcements, managing the user network, almost like a LinkedIn, Facebook type of backend, right? Communication hub environment where they can activate things like volunteers, ask an expert, contributors, service providers. All of that can be brought into the system and coexist in one ecosystem, right? Resource partners are pulled in as well, subject matter experts, the volunteers, the coach, the contributors. They can have paywalls in the system. They can capture all of the analytics, the activities across all social media platforms simultaneously, including Google and Google Firebase, Google Analytics, Bing. All of that can be pulled in so they can see it from one single centralized environment. Even down to managing the staff. They can bring in staff members, lay out, create the permission level, whether they are going to be news creators, are they going to be people who just answers the network if they have a question. Like you said, who do you ask a question and how do you get that information? The beautiful thing about this system, over time, the system gets smarter. It becomes a repository of information gathering. So when people answer questions and begin putting in those QAs in the system, as more individuals come in and type in those requests, the system is intuitive. It begins learning from what it has been given before and can answer these questions along with also putting it in front of the experts. So over time, it gets smarter and smarter where it really can support that audience vertical. Neil, I just want to let you know we have a 1 o'clock. I got things already.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bentley.
This is
Sheryl,
pretty neat.
Thoughts?
I wish I had it. To be honest
Could you
with
show her one of the? Can you show her one of the digital capability profiles? One of the enhanced ones, be?
Absolutely. I can pull up Karen or QME, right?
Yeah. I just wanted her to be able to see one. So they answer a series of questions, Sheryl, and once they've completed answering the questions, the system builds this really beautiful enhanced digital profile so that literally, even if they didn't have a website, they could just use this enhanced profile as their website. But it's meant to be highly productive, very, very, very professionally done, and that every business gets a certain level, high level of standard in terms of presenting their company to all the other MBEs that are in the network, and to any, at some point in time, we'd like to expose it to agencies so that they can have access to it as well if they want to see it.
I would like to have access to it.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm pulling a user here. Let's look at this user.
Okay.
This is a QME profile I have on here, Gil, so I can show that one.
Okay.
You can literally view the profile of a business. Every business on this platform has a profile environment, just like a LinkedIn or Facebook that can tell you about their business, who they are. So you can follow them. You can recommend that business if you've done business with them. You can write a review. You can send them a message right inside of the system. But the beautiful thing is they have a profile where they can tell you high level about their company, and every company has a capability profile that the system creates via AI and machine learning for them. So once they put in the information, the system generates this enhanced capability profile for the company that gives other participants a deeper view of that business so they can learn if this is a business they want to work with. So it tells them, it tells you the name of the company, what industry that they are in, a high level about the founder of the company. It then tells you about the organization, what they do, what they provide to the marketplace inside of the system. And then there is a section that has a business vital section that tells you everything about that company, the industry they're in, the name of the people, contact information, NIST code, phone number, business address, years in business, rough age parameters of the owner or management team, are they veteran-owned, disabled-owned company, gender. It can capture whatever that the organization want to capture on the company. That gives you a deeper look. And lastly, it then lays out the services they provide. And if they've won awards or they're part of other organization, it lays all of that out. So you get a deeper picture, a digital profile on that company. And if you like that company and you like what you see, you can follow them and become part of the network, or send them a message because you may want a meeting to do business with them.
So once again, Cheryl, the whole purpose of all this is to enhance the connectivity. You said the key word earlier, to enhance the connectivity of federal contractors talking to each other, connecting with each other, starting to learn to team together, and not just always going in by yourself, but starting to figure out how do we go in together strategically to win larger contracts. Make sense?
It makes total sense. I preach it all the time. That,
Awesome.
Awesome. It's network. I call it networking, but it's really it's
Yes.
part of the job. You guys have got to network with one another, build your capabilities.
So
we'll have to kind of stop here because we have a few minutes left.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
we built ecosystem across the news vertical. We built this is a news ecosystem we built that powers the entire news and media environment. This is the largest MBE firm in the MBE business news firm in the country. And we power the entire ecosystem that distribute and drive and manage the entire news environment. We build the largest BIPOC media engine in the world. Over 4,000 BIPOC media owners on this platform that drives everything that have to do with media ownership and content development in that space. I think we just showed you the digital world trade. We are deploying in QME Local that's designed to help small businesses, job development, career development, job space for local municipalities and chambers of commerce and local government. This is deployed, and Gen 2 is going live in January 2024. Major opportunity around how we help serve and help MBEs gain access to capital and telling their story and all that cool stuff. We've built over maybe 40 ecosystem across 14 industry vertical today. So, and this is just scratching the surface. We're now in the process of building an ecosystem for a kinder world. This organization wants to promote kindness around the world. I'm teaching kids about the importance of kindness and compassion, because we kind of see this whole, everybody wants to fight and argue and do all of that stuff all the time. So we are building a kinder environment to build an entire kinder ecosystem. I mean, it goes on and on. I mean, Gail, we're in the conversation of building an ecosystem for the Amazon rainforest, about promoting and helping to save the Amazon and green eco and all that cool stuff, So ecosystem, essentially, why am I sharing this? We can build ecosystem across any market challenge. It doesn't matter. Any industry vertical, any market challenge, an ecosystem can be built to solve and bring that community of space and people together. That's really what this is all about.
That's pretty neat. It's pretty
Yeah.
neat. I'm excited to get a hold of this and share it out. I'm gonna share it with
Cheryl,
the customer experience folks.
Cheryl, I will take this video and create a little YouTube video, and I'll give you the link so you can share it with whoever you want to share it with. Okay.
Yes, it's gonna be shared out with several different folks. And I'll bring you all along for the ride, so you'll see who it goes to. So they can reach out to you directly to see if they have questions. I am gonna set you up with Tony and I'm surprised I haven't done that yet, and I apologize that I haven't.
Oh, no problem. You're busy. We understand. We
And
understand.
I'd like to share the YouTube link as well with him. But yeah, and of course his was business process improvement, and you know, this being one of the tools that could help him get there.
Yeah. I mean, that
Yeah,
area of
but
asset
know,
mapping, man.
right. I think that would be something that would help overarching find what's not working. You know, it would help identify the
Yes.
need and
Yes.
go from there. So I think it's a pretty fascinating tool you have going on here, sirs. And I'm excited to share it with people. I'm gonna explore a couple of those sites myself, by the way.
Yeah,
Good,
Dr.
good.
Hill, have you want to send Cheryl links to all of those platforms? I think there's a document we have
Sure.
that has all of this in it, right?
That'd be
Yeah, I
great.
will.
Yeah,
I'll handle
yeah.
that. I'll handle that, Cheryl.
Okay, because I'll share that along with the link to the
Awesome.
recording.
And
Yeah.
no, yours.
And
Go ahead.
I know you guys have got to jump onto another one, so I'm gonna let you do that. But I look forward to getting those in, and I do want to share them with folks, and I do want to see how it may be able to help our customer experience center if they have if they have some interest and generate it that way. I also am going to share it across with all the other agencies, because I'm not going to hoard it for FPAC alone. I want to share it with all the other agencies and see if there's some interest within those other 29 agencies. So
Any way we can help, Cheryl, we appreciate you being a funnel and a pipeline and a voice for us. It is kind of hard to get the attention of people because there's a bunch of noise out there. So thank you so much in advance for your service, first of all, and also thank you for the work that you do every day in trying to help small businesses link up with the USDA. Appreciate you.
most welcome. Thank you. And gentlemen, thank you for your hour. I know your time is just as important. So thank you. I look forward to getting all this and sharing it out. And hopefully we get some
Yes,
positive feedback.
absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, take care. I'll see you again on Thursday at 2:00. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Look forward to it. And 60
right.
of your closest friends. Bye-bye.